Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is June 10th. It's our 57th day of distance learning, and we're in our last week of school, our 12th week of school. And in our backwards alphabet, today is B for Bubble Day. I am happy, but I'm also sad because the school year is almost over. Oh well. Let's have some fun with bubbles today. I know we will. But before we get to the bubbles, let's do some learning. Alright guys, remember this is all review. So I got my smiley face and we're going to do 10 capital B's. Straight down, do not let go. Go back up, around to the middle point, and around to the bottom. Down, around, around. Down, around, around. Down, back up, around, around. Down, back up, around, around. Try and make sure that your bubbles are about the same. You don't want one that's really big and one that's really small. Ugh, not my favorite. And you don't want it the other way either, where one is really small and one is really big. That looks a little better, but still, you want to try and make them even. Down, up, around, around. Down, up, around, around. And you want to make sure that your B makes it all the way to the bottom. Do not have it hover like these two are doing. You really want it to go down to the bottom line. I'm not happy with those either. Down, around, around. Down, around, around. I wonder if I have 10 B's already. Crossed out so many, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I sure was close. Down, around, around. And there's my 10th capital B. Okay, guys, for our lowercase b, it's just like it was for D. Remember, D went that way. B's head the other way. So remember, B is the beginning of the bed. I don't know if I showed you guys that. I'll show that to you now. B, E, D is a word you're going to spell in kindergarten. B-E-D, bed. And what's cool about this word is that it helps you. You know bed begins with B. So the very first letter in bed, which makes the part of the bed, is right there. And the very last letter of bed, D, right here, which also makes part of the bed, goes inside. So if you ever forget, you can hold your hands like this and know that bed, the B goes this way, bed, the D goes this way. So let's make some B's. I wonder if I can make 10 B's here. Down and loop around, down, back up 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 and loop around. I wonder if I did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I was so close. Well, I suppose I can count this one as number 10. Okay, I made it. So now that we have written our capital B and our lowercase b, now we're going to make them with Play-Doh. So let's get some Play-Doh out. Gotta get my Play-Doh out. And remember, guys, if you're looking for stuff to do this summer, you can always check out one of my earlier episodes, either 1, 6, 11, or 16. And in those episodes, I show you how to make edible Play-Doh and regular Play-Doh. Edible Play-Doh means Play-Doh you can eat. Totally fun. It's made of peanut butter, so if you're allergic to peanuts or peanut butter, you won't be able to make it, but still totally fun if you're not allergic to peanut butter. And there's also regular Play-Doh you can make at home too. Moms, you know this stuff gets expensive. And just a little tip to you moms, if they forget to put the lid on tight and this is getting crumbly, you can add water in little increments. Usually what I do is I get my hand wet. I shake off the excess water. So there's just water on my hand. And I go like this. And I get water on this hand. And I knead the water back into the dough. You do it often enough, your dough will get to be as soft as it was the day you bought it. So Play-Doh can be rehydrated. Don't just throw it away. You got the time this summer, don't have the kids do it because they make it like soup. But if you just knead in small amounts of water over, and once your hands are dry, add a little more water, you can rehydrate the dough. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna make my worm because I need a nice long worm for this. B has a lot of lines, the curved lines, the straight lines. So I need my worm to be long. So let's see. I think I'll start with this for my first one, and I'll use these for my curves. Now I gotta get this one ready. I'll do this for my first one. I might actually have a little extra. Okay, so for my capital B, I have my line. And I'm gonna start at the top and go around. And then I'm going to go to the same spot. Oh, I may have to make that a little longer. And go around. There's my capital B. And for my lowercase b, I know I'm going to have to make that longer. Maybe I'll just squish some more to it. There we go. Okay, so for my lowercase b, I have the same line as I had for my capital B, because that shouldn't be smaller. And I'm going to put my around. Remember, the B goes this way because it's the beginning of the bed. So there's my capital and lowercase b. Now it's time for calendar. Okay, here we are at calendar. I wanted to show you how my flowers came out. I cut out some smaller flowers later and made my bouquet really big. Hope you guys had fun with that. Now, let's remember, this is the month of June. It's the month of June. And we know our months of the year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And our days of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You guys are so good at that now. Oh. Now, for our pattern, what do you think it's going to be today? Let's look at what we've got. We have, I'm noticing a second pattern. Have you guys seen it yet? I know we have the pattern that goes across, but remember, I always told you to look diagonally too. So let me look diagonally. Wave, bucket. And that's really my only one that way, but I have several of them going the other way. Wave, 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 bucket, bucket. Ooh. That looks like a secondary pattern. So looking at that, what do you think? Oops, I took off my 4. But looking at that, what do you think would be here? You think so? I'm going to look at the across. Wave, wave, bucket. Wave, wave, bucket. Wave, wave, bucket. I think we both got the same answer no matter how we looked at it. Did you guys say wave? Yes, you said wave. I'm so impressed. All right, guys, let's count to 10. Do you remember way back in September when you stumbled on a couple of the numbers? 1 to 10 is super easy now, preppies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if we can do it faster. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You think we can do it faster? Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that was super fast. I don't think we can do it faster than that. I'm sure you guys can, but I can't. But this is what's making me just a little bit sad, because you see 10 here and you see this sign here. And we talked about it yesterday. This sign is the last day of school. All right, I'm going to enjoy the day. Here we are with number 10. That is today. I'm going to put my little hat on it. And today is Wednesday. That's right. Today is Wednesday. And yesterday was yesterday was Tuesday. And tomorrow will be, hasn't happened yet, tomorrow will be not only the last day of school, it will be Thursday. So let's look at this again. Today is Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday. And with that, it's time to check out the weather. I see a beautiful day, but I think one quick look is all we need. Let's go back inside. Here are our choices. Partly cloudy, cloudy, rainy, sunny, windy, and snowy. Haven't gotten to use snowy yet. Pretty much have used everything else though. Today is sunny. All right. Well guys, that's all there is for calendar, so it's time for a story. All right, today's story is called Hug Me by Simona Siraolo. Felipe was descended from an old and famous family who liked to look good and always behave properly. His family kept everything neat and tidy, and they believed no one should ever trespass into another's personal space. So this is all of Felipe's family. You see how they're all keeping to their own space? And this one looks really upset because this one's kind of getting into her space. And look, they're all upset. There's Felipe down there, little tiny Felipe. Felipe was taught to keep still. He was encouraged to be looked at and told one day he'd reach a high position. Oh my goodness, do you think Felipe will ever get that big? But Felipe thought his family worried about the wrong things. They didn't notice that all he wanted was a hug. Oh, Felipe looks so sad there. Of course, he could see his family wasn't the touchy-feely type. So he wished someone else would come and put their arms around him. But no one ever did. Here comes a beautiful butterfly. And Felipe's like, oh, just touch me, touch me, touch me. Nope, she went to another cactus that had leaves without spikes. One day, Felipe made a new acquaintance. An acquaintance means someone who's not a close friend, but someone you just met. He was bold, confident, and he was trouble. I see a little string, but I wonder who he is. But Felipe couldn't see that. What is this new acquaintance? It's a balloon. And they grew closer and closer until the day disaster struck. Felipe was blamed and made to feel very bad. Oh, look, they have a newspaper that says, Cactus House Scandal, Cactus Attack, Balloon in Hospital. Shame on the family. No one in his family thought of giving him a hug. Felipe's in the garden and he's crying. Clearly, he didn't belong there. For a while, Felipe hoped he would find a new family. But wherever he went, he wasn't welcome. So he learned to enjoy his own company and thought he didn't need anyone else after all. He's in a special house with a sign that says, trespassers will be pricked. Oh, someone's crying. During all this time, Felipe felt very lonely. But what he didn't know was someone else was feeling lonely too. There's the crying again. The day he realized that, who's crying? It's Rock. Felipe knew just what to do. He gave the Rock a hug. Look how happy they both look. Felipe just had to find the right friend. I don't think a balloon was the correct friend for Felipe. But I do think the Rock is perfect. So guys, sometimes if you make friends and you notice that you really want to be friends, but it's just not working for whatever reason, don't give up. Just find another friend. Eventually, you'll find a perfect fit like cactus and rock. That's a cool story. Time for some math. All right, here we are for some 10-10s. You by now are 10 experts. You know to put your ones down and keep your zeros close so it looks like they belong. Kind of like Felipe and the rock. There's Felipe and there's the rock. Okay, keep them together with a big space in between so that we know each 10 is individual and not with the next 10. I've shown you my big numbers before. I think I made it to 10 billion or 101 billion with all my ones and zeros. Make sure you keep them separate. Now I know you can usually fit 5 on each line, and 5 plus 5 is 10. So let me see if I got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay guys, I'm going to warn you, if you have these Sharpie markers at home, it's been really hot and dry lately and my markers are drying out. These are brand new markers that I just opened up this week and they're already drying out. So be careful. Make sure you put your caps all the way on like your teachers are always telling you. Well, guess what? Oh, because today is Wednesday, we have to tally it. How should I? Oh, I know how I should make it. Today, I'm going to tally 10 bubbles. Here we go. 1, 2, okay, they may not look like bubbles, but they're bubbles. 3, 4, I know they look like circles. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Remember, with our tally, we get to completely fill up our tally when it's 10. And remember the other way to do it. Each one of these is a straight line, and the last one is a diagonal that covers them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we showed our tally a couple ways. I think I'm going to pop some bubbles because now I'm ready to go outside and play with some bubbles. Okay, so today is B for Bubble Day, and parents, we know bubbles are both A, expensive, and B, not super plentiful in the stores right now because parents are looking for things to keep their kids entertained. So if you look at my episode, and I think it's either 21, 24, or 26, I'll have to check. But if you look at those 3 episodes, you'll be able to find a simple at-home recipe for bubble juice that actually creates really strong bubbles. And they're called bouncing bubbles. And I do believe I gave the website for it on those episodes. But if you wear a mitten like you'd wear to the snow, or a glove like you'd wear to the snow, you can actually bounce the bubbles on your hands. So that's a really good, inexpensive bubble recipe. And I think it uses sugar and cornstarch to help make the bubbles stay really well. Now, today I want to show you something you can do with bubbles that's super, super simple. If you have an old sock at home that doesn't have a partner, and a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, you're going to put the sock over the top of it, and just, you can either cut the sock or you can roll it up. I rolled it up because, you know, you never know if you need a sock for something else. You kind of want to pull it tight, and then you stick it in whatever bubbles you have. Just dump it in really quickly and blow. I personally could play with these things all day, but let me tell you, you can make it even more interesting. You can take a little bit of food coloring. Oh, that was a lot of food coloring. You could dunk it in again and blow again. And you can see that some of my food coloring is changing the color of the bubbles. Now, the kids, this is super simple for all ages, and I like that it kind of clings on. You can play with that for a while. You can re-add, you know, your food coloring all day. It's a lot of fun. But today what I did was I went on a website, and I'm going to show you the website at the end. And I'm not sure this is going to work, but I went on a website and I found a recipe for giant bubbles. Sometimes the recipe is spot on and I get these huge bubbles that kids love to chase and play. And sometimes the minute I take the rope out of the container, the bubbles pop. I'm not sure what I'm going to get today, but hopefully we'll get some videos of some giant bubbles. In fact, let me show you the website now. If you go to realhousemoms.com, there's a search bar right underneath, right when you open the website. Search or type in how to make bubbles. And you're going to get an article that's called How to Make Bubbles Giant Size. Click on that and it will have a recipe. Now I'm going to admit, the recipe on this has things that you won't normally have at home. You're going to need glycerin. You're going to need extra strength bubble dishwashing liquid. And you're going to need something called guar gum, which I found really hard to find. I eventually found it in, I want to say like Mother's Market or something like that. But you'll have to search for guar gum. But it does help. So let's see if I can get some big bubbles going. Okay guys, I gotta lift up my, whoa. Oh, okay, not yet. That's okay, because I kind of held it for a long time. You can see the beginnings of some really big bubbles. Oh, that was a good one, but it didn't stay for very long. Let me try just a couple more, and then we'll stop. Oh, that one broke right away. I'll mix it all up. Maybe that'll help. Whoa, I had the beginning of a giant one. Well, let me tell you, this is the same formula that I looked up on Real House Moms. And you can see that with a homemade bubble wand, these bubbles are super strong, which means most kids can blow and they're going to come up with successful bubbles. So maybe they're not super giant, but they are super fun. Oh, and if you blow slow, you might even be able to get some really big bubbles. Anyway, I hope your day is spent playing with bubbles, because why not? That's a pretty cool thing to do on a hot summer sunny day. And we are officially in summer. So guys, enjoy Bubble Day, and I will see you tomorrow on our last day of school. Bye for now.